As the COVID-19 pandemic continues, Stewart-Haas Racing has expanded its involvement in moving critical medical supplies to hospitals and other locations.
The racing organization recently built a facility on its Kannapolis, North Carolina campus that includes a launching pad for drones to expedite delivery of supplies to where they are needed.
In partnership with on-demand drone logistics service Zipline, the initiative further expands a relationship between SHR and Novant Health that has to date delivered 20 million face masks and produced 120 intensive care unit webcam carts to several Novant Health facilities primarily in the Charlotte area.
Once again, SHR stepped up when we had a need in response to this pandemic by providing us the critical space to create our distribution center, said Mark Welch, Senior Vice President of Supply Chain for Novant Health. This operation is taking Novant Health logistics to the next level, and we could not do it without the assistance of Stewart-Haas Racing.
The battery-powered drones are loaded with boxed supplies that need to be delivered from the facility on the SHR campus. The drones are then programmed to fly to Novant Health locations where the payloads are dropped via parachute to waiting personnel who take the supplies to their intended destination.
According to a media release, the drones weigh about 40 pounds with payload, have a top speed of 80 miles per hour, have a 50-mile range and can carry packages close to 4 pounds, even in inclement weather.
As soon as we heard about the initiative Novant Health had with Zipline, our only question was, how can we help, said Mike Verlander, Vice President of Sales and Marketing, Stewart-Haas Racing. Finding a tract of land that could be used for the distribution center was paramount, and Gene Haas, the co-owner of our race team, had the perfect spot right behind our race shop.
He cut through all the red tape and dirt was quickly moved. We helped with logistical coordination during the build and have seen firsthand the work of the Zipline crew and the efficiency of the distribution center and the technology it houses. It's all very impressive.
Follow at Jerry Binkowski.
The postponement of Wednesday's Cup Series race at Charlotte to Thursday due to rain has impacted the scheduling of this weekend's Xfinity Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway.
NASCAR announced that due to travel and setup challenges, the Bristol Xfinity race has been moved from Saturday afternoon to 7 p.m. Eastern Time Monday on FS1.
In a year that's been filled with unprecedented times, I think a lot of us have learned that patience and flexibility are keys to success in 2020, but we know that the best is yet to come when night racing at Bristol arrives early this year, said Jerry Caldwell, Executive Vice President and General Manager of Bristol Motor Speedway. With the Alsco Uniforms 500 at Charlotte Motor Speedway being rained out tonight, we're looking forward to tuning into tomorrow to watch their Cup race. Then we'll welcome the Food City Presents Supermarket Heroes 500 on Sunday at 3:30, followed by the Cheddar's 300 presented by Alsco Xfinity Series race on Monday night June 1 at 7 p.m. Eastern Time under the lights. Tune into both races on FS1, PRN and Sirius XM NASCAR Radio.
The race will be the Xfinity Series' third since it returned to competition last week at Darlington.
More procedures for next 5 NASCAR racetracks.
Rain forced NASCAR to postpone Wednesday's Cup race at Charlotte Motor Speedway to 7 p.m. Eastern Time Thursday.
The race will air on FS1, Performance Racing Network and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
The Wonderground.com forecast for the start time Thursday calls for scattered thunderstorms with a high of 77 degrees and a 45% chance of rain.
NASCAR also announced that Saturday's Xfinity Series race at Bristol Motor Speedway has been moved to 7 p.m. Eastern Time Monday and will be on FS1, PRN and SiriusXM NASCAR Radio.
William Byron is set to start on the pole for the race after NASCAR inverted the top 20 finishers from Sunday's Coca-Cola 600.
It rained throughout the day Wednesday, including heavy at times in the evening at Charlotte Motor Speedway.
NASCAR announced on Wednesday that all cars had passed pre-race inspection without any penalties.
This was a look at track conditions 15 minutes before the announcement was made that the race had been postponed.
NASCAR driver Matt Tifft revealed Wednesday he will undergo additional testing this week to potentially determine what caused 2 seizures that have kept him sidelined from racing for the past 7 months.
Tift, who turns 24 on June 26, suffered his first seizure October 26, 2019 at Martinsville Speedway and has not raced since then. Tift and his team, Front Row Motorsports, announced November 13, 2019, that they were mutually ending their agreement so he could focus on his health.
Tift revealed earlier this year that he suffered a second seizure on December 12, 2019, while on his honeymoon.
"I know you've been asking for a health update from me," Tift said Wednesday to followers in a video post on Twitter. "So today I'm actually flying up to Columbus, Ohio, and then riding up to Hinckley, his hometown of Hinckley, Ohio, from there this week. I'm going to University Hospitals, south of Cleveland."
More, Friday 5, Matt Tift on the road to recovery from December seizure.
Tift will undergo an electroencephalogram, commonly known as an EEG, that detects irregularities in electrical activity of the brain.
"What that means is they put a bunch of probes on my head to try and figure out what has been causing these past seizures," Tift said in his video tweet.
According to MayoClinic.org, an EEG can determine changes in brain activity that might be useful in diagnosing brain disorders, especially epilepsy or another seizure disorder.
An EEG might also be helpful for diagnosing or treating the following disorders: brain tumor, brain damage from head injury, brain dysfunction that can have a variety of causes, encephalopathy, inflammation of the brain, encephalitis, stroke and sleep disorders.
Tift, who underwent surgery to remove a brain tumor in mid-2016, appeared upbeat and optimistic in Wednesday's 41-second video.
"Hopefully, this gives us some answers," he said. "And based on that, we'll have some treatment plan to hopefully correct and fix this moving forward so it never happens again.
Thanks for all your concern and thoughts through all this time, and everybody stay safe, and we'll let you know what happens here soon."
Follow at Jerry Binkowski.
Wood Brothers Racing has won the first quarter National Motorsports Press Association Pocono Spirit Award for charitable work in helping seniors in and around its home base of Stuart, Virginia.
The organization spearheaded a campaign to provide COVID-19 quarantined seniors in nursing homes and assisted living facilities, including Landmark Center and the Blue Ridge Therapy Center in Stuart, and 10 other facilities in the region, with electronic tablets to allow residents to communicate with family members.
Starting with $1,500 in seed funding, Wood Brothers Racing began a crowdfunding effort that raised $33,000 from contributions of $10 or more. That funding paid for 220 tablets for residents in those 12 facilities. More than 1,100 individuals contributed to the fundraising effort.
"We were shocked at the response we got," Wood Brothers Racing Senior Vice President John Wood said in a statement. "I think everyone has some connection with a senior, and many of those are in facilities that are affected.
What we didn't anticipate was the huge number of people wanting to contribute, and it just shows that we aren't all that divided in a time of crisis.
It was extremely gratifying to hear the stories since, how this helped ease some of the anxiety and stress from both the residents and the families. These people did nothing wrong. They managed to do something right, in fact, that being to live to an age where they needed help, and so it seemed unfair for them to be cut off from the very people that give them comfort. Unfair because they were being protected from something many of them didn't understand or weren't able to fully grasp, and the way they were going about being protected only added to their fears and frustrations. This just helped alleviate some of that, so in every way I can think of, it was a total success." Others receiving votes were the Joey Logano Foundation, which teamed with Bobby O's Barbecue and Elevation Church to provide free meals to children under 18 years old over a 2-week period. Steve Myers, Executive Vice President and Executive Producer of iRacing, for spearheading an effort to bring virtual racing competition to a national audience during the pandemic. General Motors, which ramped up its assembly lines to produce personal protective gear for frontline workers and ventilators for patients in critical need during the pandemic. The Pocono Spirit Award is voted upon by NMPA membership. Follow at Jerry Binkowski.